Hello, and welcome to Marriage and Family Systems from Moody Bible Distance Learning. This is your fearless leader, Professor Jefferson Williams, coming to you from the remote location of my office in Pontiac, Illinois. If I look a little different, I probably don't, but if I look a little different, it's because I'm a pastor again. The little church that I was interim at, they voted on Sunday and called me to be their new senior pastor. So I'm Pastor Jefferson again. I've been out of the pastorate for 5 years, and that was a good break. I needed it. But I'm also ready to be back in. So I'm the pastor at Shenoa Baptist Church in Shenoa, Illinois. It's a little church, and we've got a big heart. So that's how I say it. So I'm in my office, and I'm like moving my books, and everything's kind of in flux, and it's kind of crazy. But I did want to tell you that I actually was up early this morning, and I got your grading done for week 4. It's completely done. If you have any questions, please let me know. Just a couple of things. Some of you are doing your discussion post in font that looks more like an ant. Remember, I am 50 years old. These eyes need your help. Bigger font. Not that big a deal, but it's bigger font, okay? And also remember, if you quote a source, you have to have a works cited page. Make sure everything's in MLA. Okay, week 5, you're going to be reading Parrot and Parrot and looking at the myths of marriage, 4 of them. Number 1, we expect the same things in marriage. Number 2, everything good in our marriage will get better. Number 3, everything bad in my life will disappear. And number 4, my spouse will make me whole. Now, you may look at that and go, I'd never fall victim to those myths. Yes, you would, because my wife and I did. We've been married 26 years. I think we probably understood all those myths are false in our head, but not our hearts. So we had a really tough first year, trying to navigate all of these myths. So I just want you, if you're married, to, especially on your discussion board, you're going to look back and say which one were you vulnerable to. If you're not married, which one do you think you'll be vulnerable to? You're going to do a summary paper. Aha, not a reflection paper, 2 different skills. Summary paper, you're just going to summarize it, 1 page. And I won't do much notation on that. I'll just probably say good job if you did a good job. But I want to encourage you, in all of your papers, I do notes in the paper. Okay, I correct stuff, I edit, I do notes, and I'm expecting you to read that. I've actually talked to a couple of people that said that they're not reading those. Please read those. Okay, so, and now you're going to also do a genogram. Now, my first assignment in seminary ever was a genogram. It was a genogram that went back 3 generations, both sides, and then I had to analyze each relationship in the entire genogram. It was 65 pages long. I still have it. It's downstairs. And I couldn't type. I went to seminary and I couldn't type. And one of my friend's wives, she was typing his papers. And I said, well, Maxine, aren't you going to type my papers? And she said, no, I'm working 3 jobs to put you through seminary. You're going to learn to type. So I did. That's how I learned to type. 65 pages was my first paper. Yeah. So you do not have to do 65 pages. You only have to do 1 page. You're going to do the genogram, okay? And I just want you, if you're married, do both of your, do you back 3, do your generation, your family back 3, okay? If you're married, you can do your wife's generation as well. You don't have to, but you have to do your generation back 3 generations, okay? Mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, great-grandma and grandpa. And all you have to do is a 1-page, double-spaced, what'd you learn? My genogram experience was actually traumatic. That's exaggeration. It wasn't fun. I had family members not return it. I had family members return it and say, I don't want to answer these questions. I had an uncle die during the genogram experience, and my genogram is nuts. Alcoholism, suicide, divorce, craziness, it's not good. So some of you are going to have that experience. So all I want you to do in your paper is a 1-page, what stood out? When you looked at the genogram, you went, whoa, what stood out? 1 thing, that's all, just 1 thing. Okay. You did your topic choices. Thank you for doing that. I'm not just saying this. I really enjoy reading these papers at the end of the class, but I would remind you it is due the last day of the class. And every year I have somebody, uh, every 8 weeks, I have somebody say, at 11:59, oh my gosh, I'll turn it in tomorrow. Can I get credit for it? No. At midnight, the class ends. I don't accept any assignments after that. Make sure to proofread it. Make sure that your resources are good, and start working on it now. Okay, so the question of the week, we do have a question of the week for week 5, and the question of the week is simple. What's the most beautiful place you've ever been? And I had a weird memory, a very strange memory. One of the most beautiful places I've ever been was the Carter Center in Atlanta. Jimmy Carter's Presidential Library in Atlanta. And there is a garden there. And I just remember, actually have pictures of it. I remember kind of being overwhelmed by the beauty of this garden. It's a strange thing, right? We've all seen gardens, but it was different. It was really cool. And then also I hiked up in Wyoming and I sat on a rock and saw more stars than I've ever seen in my life. That was pretty cool too. So, most beautiful place you've ever been. That's it. If you have any questions, comments, or prayer requests, please let me know. If not, onward and upwards. Let's do this together.